In this video we are going to talk about top 10 most talented people. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Being gifted does not only mean that you are fluent in a certain language or technology, or that you have previous experience working with that language or tool. It relates to the ability to ask questions, also known as curiosity, the desire to learn new things, also known as learnability, and the understanding of how to communicate with other people, team player. People who are able to impart or teach their knowledge and experience to others are the most valuable because doing so needs a greater level of dedication. Simply having a conversation with someone allows you to determine whether or not they have that level of skill when it comes to dealing with other people. People are considered gifted when they are able to transcend both their abilities and their limitations. Aside from this, there are also other people that possess an extremely uncommon innate aptitude in a certain field. On the other hand, this video will shine a spotlight on talented people working in a variety of fields. Number 10. Sundar Pichai, Google. According to Michael Arrington of TechCrunch, Sundar Pichai was offered tens of millions of dollars by Google to remain employed by the company rather than join Twitter. Pichai chose to remain at Google. One could argue that that was a fair price. Chrome has gone from having no market share to overtaking Firefox in market share thanks to his leadership. This happened in late 2011. The fact that everything was accomplished in just 3 years is astounding in and of itself. Number 9. Mark Benioff, Salesforce. Benioff, the multi-award-winning chairman and CEO of Salesforce.com, describes himself as a student of Steve Jobs. However, he has come a long way since his days writing assembly language for Apple. Quick to recognize the potential of cloud computing, he declared war on traditional software and built a company that is worth $16 billion. Benioff is a student of Steve Jobs because he built Salesforce.com, which he describes as a student of Steve Jobs. Number 8. Tim Cook. According to Fortune, Tim Cook was responsible for transforming Apple from its atrocious condition of manufacturing, distribution, and supply system into the incredible and enormously profitable machine it is today. Tim Cook has been the official chief executive officer of Apple ever since Steve Jobs passed away in 2011. He had previously led the company during Jobs' health absences, but since he arrived in 1998, he has been instrumental in guiding Apple from near bankruptcy to its current position as one of the greatest corporations in the world. Jobs' health issues caused him to step away from the company on several occasions. Number 7. Andrew Wiles. The list includes Andrew Wiles as one of the top 10 players. The year 1953 marks the birth of the British mathematician. He is well known for having successfully demonstrated Fermat's last theorem. The Abel Prize, which is often referred to as the Nobel Prize in Mathematics, was bestowed upon him in the year 2016. This excellent researcher from the Royal Society had a score of 160 on the IQ test. In addition to the Abel Prize, he was awarded a number of other prestigious and well-known accolades, including the Royal Medal for his contributions to mathematical research. He was a professor of mathematics at both Princeton and Oxford universities. Number 6. Tau, Terence. Terence Tau is a mathematician who hails from Australia and was born in the year 1985. His intelligence level is comparable to that of consuming a wasp, and he is widely considered to be one of the most talented persons alive today. 230 marks. At the age of 20, Terence Tau received his doctoral degree in philosophy from Princeton University. At the age of 24, he was hired by the University of California as the institution's youngest history professor. Among his current areas of research interest include things like harmonic analysis, random matrix theory, and analytical number theory. Number 5. Kim Un-young. The name may cause you to think of Kim Jong-un, the current dictator of North Korea. However, there is no reason to be scared because there is no connection between the two. It's common knowledge that this professor of physics, who was born in South Korea in 1962, was an exceptional child prodigy. At the age of 1, he had already mastered all of the Korean alphabets as well as 1,000 Chinese alphabets. When he was only 3 years old, he had already learned mathematics. In addition to Korean and Chinese, he is fluent in German, French, and English. When he initially started picking up these tongues, he was just 5 years old at the time. When he was just 8 years old, he enrolled at the University of Colorado to study nuclear physics. After completing his education there, he moved on to work for NASA. After working there for 10 years, he decided to walk away from his job and return to Korea, his country of origin. Number 4. Chris Robinson. Chris Robinson awoke after having a vivid dream about two planes colliding in the air one day. In his dream, the planes were in the middle of flight. He asserts that ever since that day, he has been able to have dreams in which he can see into the future. Robinson is also able to wake up whenever he chooses, and he can record his dreams in a journal whenever he likes. Stan Lee, with the assistance of Daniel Browning Smith, devised an investigation in which Robinson would participate and serve as the subject. He told Robinson that the following day, they would take him to 10 different sites, and that his job would be to daydream about the locations that they would visit. He said that he would take Robinson to the sites. Robinson carefully recorded all of the locations that appeared in his dreams the following day and then tucked them away in envelopes. They discovered that Robinson had accurately predicted everything as they drove to each location and opened the corresponding package at that time. Number 3. Natalia Demkina. Natalia Demkina, a little girl from Saransk, Russia, began seeing inside people's bodies out of nowhere. Since Demkina was a young girl, she has had patients come to her apartment so that she can examine them and provide them with a diagnosis of their illnesses. Dr. Ray Hyman was fascinated by this X-ray girl and desired to conduct tests on her in New York City. He wanted to bring her there by aeroplane. One of the studies included 7 patients with a variety of medical conditions, including a removed appendix, a metal plate implanted in the skull as a result of a brain tumor, and one patient serving as a control who did not have any medical conditions. Demkina was given 6 cards that each contained a different condition, and the patients were brought in one at a time for her to examine. She got 4 of them correct, which is quite good, even though she didn't get them all right. Number 2. Eskil Ronningsbakken. Eskil Ronningsbakken, one of the world's most death-defying and spectacular performance artists, began balancing when he was only 5 years old. Ronningsbakken is known as one of the most spectacular performance artists in the world. When he saw someone on television performing incredible stunts, it piqued his interest and got the wheels turning in his head. When Ronningsbakken was 18 years old, he left home to join a traveling circus and spent the next 11 years performing there. He was certain that harmony was precisely what he was looking for in his life. Ronningsbakken, who is now in the early stages of his 30s, puts his life in danger by performing dangerous stunts such as riding a bicycle backwards on a tightrope that spans a gorge and doing handstands on a bar that is suspended underneath a hot air balloon that is in flight. Ronningsbakken, on the other hand, does not lack fear and freely admits that he experiences apprehension before participating in certain activities. Number 1. Dean Karnazes. In a normal state, the body receives its supply of energy from glucose, which also results in the production of lactate. When there is an excess of lactate in the body, lactic acid is produced, which causes the body to go into shutdown mode. Because lactate buildup has no effect on Dean's body, it is impossible for him to become fatigued. When Dean was a senior in high school, he tried out for the track team, and that's when he started jogging. In contrast to the rest of his crew, who were only able to complete 15 laps, he was able to finish 105 before being instructed to stop. Since that time, he had completely given up jogging, but he continued to do so until he turned 30. There are those who might argue that it is a natural gift rather than one that was developed through talent. To put it simply, talent is all about having those divinely granted qualities. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.